Hi, I'm Kathy Gunst, resident chef for Here and Now. So it's just about summer, it's getting hot, and we're thinking about grilling. And instead of doing the same old burgers, hot dogs, steaks, vegetables, shish kebabs, I thought it would be really cool to try something different. Grilled pizza. Yep, grilled pizza. If you've never tried it, you're gonna love this because you get all your toppings ready, you make some dough or you buy some dough and you just throw it on the grill and the whole thing happens in under 10 minutes. So it's ideal summer cooking. It takes you outside, away from the heat of the kitchen, and you can have a party. So I have all these great toppings. You could use absolutely anything. I have roasted garlic, a pesto, fresh mozzarella, asparagus from the garden, fresh zucchini, tomatoes that are just starting to come in, and spicy Italian sausage, fresh basil, anything you want. We're gonna make dough because I wanna show you how incredibly fast and easy it is. Ready? Here we go. 1/3 cup of water. It's like lukewarm, like a baby's bottle, right? Put that in. 1/3 cup of milk. Perfect. Okay. Then we're going to add 2½ teaspoons of active yeast. You can get a commercial yeast. You can find all kinds of yeast now in grocery stores. We're going to sprinkle that in. And then the warmth of the water is going to just slightly activate the yeast. We just want to stir it to make sure that the yeast doesn't clump up. We're going to add just a pinch of sugar, a pinch of sea salt, 2 tablespoons of olive oil. That's it. Now we're going to slowly incorporate 2 cups of unbleached white flour. We're going to add the flour kind of slowly, and we only want to add enough until the dough is not sticky soft. Every time I make this, it's different. Sometimes it needs all 2 cups, and sometimes I'm done after 1.5 cups. We're making enough dough here for at least 2 big pizzas, but I like making smaller ones on the grill, so we'll probably get at least 4 individual sized pizzas out of this. Lightly flour our surface here. Take our dough. This is the therapeutic part. You're just going to lightly knead it. We're just getting a smooth, elastic texture. And then we're going to let this sit for a little bit. Depends what kind of time you have. It can literally sit for just 20 minutes. Or if you have the time, let it sit overnight. And how do I know when it's done other than looking at the clock for 5 minutes? I can see here, if I form it into a ball, it's getting nice and smooth. So I'm going to take a bowl, and then I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil into the bowl, and I'll show you why. I'm going to put my dough into the bowl, rub it in the olive oil, toss it over on both sides. You want to cover it tightly with plastic wrap, or you could put a clean tea towel on it, and you're going to let it rise for about 25 to 45 minutes in a warm, dry place. So here's our dough. After I let it sit for about 45 minutes, and you can see that it's definitely puffed up, and the yeast is very active. So what we're going to do, there's a few different ways of rolling this out, okay? We're not going to toss it in the air and pretend that we're at Mario's Pizza. What I like to do is I'll flour it, and I'm going to use my thumbs, and I'm kind of pushing from the center out, and I'm creating a thinner center and kind of a thicker crust, because that's how I like it. So you can see here, I'm using my thumbs, pushing out and pulling. You can also hold it up in the air and let gravity work for you. And we'll put that one here ready to go outside. So I have 2 pizzas ready, and as you can see, they are not the identical shape because this piece of dough was a little bit smaller than this. That's the beauty of making pizza at home. It doesn't have to all be uniform and perfect. So I've rolled it out, and I'm going to lightly brush it with some olive oil because that's going to keep it from sticking to the hot grill once we get out there. So we're ready to go outside, heat up the grill, and start cooking. Welcome to summer in my backyard. We're ready to grill the pizza. We've got all our toppings, we've got the pizza stretched out. So just want to teach you one little thing about a grill. I'm using a gas grill today. You can easily use charcoal. You can do this over a wood fire. However, there's one thing you need to learn. There's something called direct heat and indirect heat. Direct heat is what we're going to start the pizza at. So I've heated the left side of my grill. It is nice and hot. We're talking 450 hot degrees. The right side of my grill, there's no heat on there. That's going to be the indirect grilling part. If you're working with charcoal, you want to get your charcoal bed, push it to one side so you have a very hot section of your grill, and then you have a section that's not so hot. You'll see what we mean as I go along. All right, hot, hot, hot. We've got our pizzas here. We've oiled this side, so we're going to put that side down first. And here we go. For about 2 minutes, we just want a nice char. That oil is going to help char it, so we're going to watch it. This is starting to puff up nicely. I've got a paddle here. The other thing that are really useful are just some basic barbecue tongs. All right, this is cooking fast. Still on the direct, hottest part of the grill. Got a beautiful char on this dough. Crust looking good. 1 minute. Okay, this is going so fast, I'm just gonna check it. All right, we're good because that's gonna go back on. We don't need the bottom side that hot. Okay, this is what it looks like. Beautiful char, not cooked still. So what are we gonna do here? Let's see. Oh, I get this, I just love all this. I'm gonna give it just a tiny bit of oil, but this one, I'm gonna put some pesto down as a base. Obviously you could use tomato sauce here as well, but I'm interested in some new tastes. So you could use a basil pesto, you could do it out of chives, anything. That just gives you a really nice flavor base here. Let's see, let's go green with this one. Let's do asparagus and some roasted garlic cloves and a few tomato slices. Let's tuck those under there. Cheese is right, a little mozzarella, that's gonna just melt right on top of that. Over here we'll do something completely different. How about tomatoes on the bottom? This is a nice spicy Italian sausage and maybe some zucchini. I just grilled these with a little bit of salt and pepper, making a nice little star, some Parmesan, and a little bit of fresh basil. Okay, looking good. Gonna pop those back on. So these are gonna go onto the indirect part of the grill. This is the part of the grill that doesn't have the direct heat over it. So it's gonna work like an oven now. The heat is gonna melt the cheese, it's gonna bubble, and we're gonna slide those babies on. So how long does it cook? Depends how hot your barbecue is. Don't keep opening it and checking it. Every time you open it, the temperature goes down at least 50 degrees. I'm gonna give it a solid 2 minutes and then I'll check it. And it's done when the dough feels done. It should have a little bit of color around the edge and not be super soft, and the cheese should be bubbling. All right, let's take a look. Oh, beautiful. These are done, okay? We have our dough is puffed up. It's got a beautiful char on it. The vegetables are tender. And this one, same thing. The cheese is just melted. Just for a little flourish, I'm gonna add a few arugula leaves, and the heat of the pizza is just gonna wilt those. This is a kind of traditional Italian thing to do on pizzas. Pizza night just became a whole lot easier, also less expensive. So here's to summer, and here's to fresh grilled pizzas.